Hello everyone, welcome to Gist and Cook with me. Today we're gonna be cooking. On the menu we have tomato stew. So guys, I'm gonna show you how to make tomato stew without frying it. Since I've been trying to eat healthy, I've been looking for ways to make my food without frying. So I'm gonna show you how to make your stew without frying and without adding tin tomatoes, because I've been trying to stay away from canned food. So the start of the dish today is tomatoes. We're gonna need a lot of fresh tomatoes since I'm not going to use tin tomatoes. So that's it. And then the next we're going to need protein. So protein of today is chicken. You can use any protein of your choice, but I decided to use chicken for the stew. Next I have shaki and kpomo. You can, or it's also called cow skin and tripe. Okay. And then next on the list is onion. I'm going to be using 3 onions because I'm going to use one to prep my chicken. I'm going to use one to blend the tomatoes, and then one will be to make the stew. You can use more if you want. Next is bell pepper. You can use a lot more bell pepper, but I only usually use one because bell pepper messes with my stomach. I have a very sensitive stomach. Next is Maggi seasoning cubes. That's thyme. And then we're gonna need some curry powder. I love curry powder in my stew. And next we have ginger. Guys, I love the taste of ginger in my stew. You can skip that if you don't like ginger. And then next is habanaro pepper. You can use scotch bonnet pepper if you want, okay? But it's hot, so be careful. That's salt, that's chili pepper to season my meat. That's olive oil. You can use any oil of your choice. I'm just trying to eat healthier, okay? That's why I'm using olive oil. And that's a strainer to strain the tomatoes, and that's a blender to blend. So these are all the ingredients we're gonna need. So to start, I'm gonna wash my tomatoes properly and cut them. My tomatoes and my bell pepper, I'm gonna wash, cut, and put in my pressure cooker. So I'm going to use pressure cooker to cook it so it can cook really fast. Okay, so I still had some tomato left that I didn't fit in the pressure cooker, so I'm going to use a little pot to cook it. Okay, so I'm going to let that cook for a little bit. So while that is cooking, in a clean pot I'm going to add my chicken. Oh sorry, that's the some tomatoes that didn't fit in the pressure cooker, so I decided to use a smaller pot to cook it on the stove. So in a clean pot, like I was saying, I'm going to add my chicken. In another pot, I'm going to add my kpomo and shaki. So I'm going to season the chicken with 1 cube. That's curry powder. I'm going to add some salt, half tablespoon of salt. I'm going to add thyme, and then I'm going to add half tablespoon of chili pepper. I'm going to do the same to the kpomo pot, and then I'm going to add 2 cups of water to the kpomo and shaki pot and allow to cook for like 10 minutes. And then I'm not going to add water to the chicken yet. I'm going to let it cook for like 5 minutes so it can bring out its own juice. That way it makes the chicken tastier. So after 5 minutes, I'm going to add water to the chicken and allow to cook for like 10 minutes. So now I'm gonna let the chicken and the kpomo and shaki cook. So this was 5 minutes later with the chicken. It brought out a little juice like so. And now I'm gonna add 2 cups of water to let it cook properly. So while that is cooking, while the chicken was cooking, I prepped my ginger, onion, and pepper. And this was 10 minutes later. I check on my chicken. The chicken was ready. I'm gonna put it in the oven. Guys, you can fry if you want. I try not to fry my food, so instead of frying the traditional way, I'm just gonna put it in the oven. So after that, I'm gonna check on my tomatoes. My tomatoes was ready, so I poured the tomato and bell pepper into my strainer and allowed to sit for 5 minutes so it can strain all the water out. You guys, you know tomato has a lot of water, so I'm gonna, after that, after 5 minutes, this was 5 minutes later, I'm gonna blend the tomato and bell pepper with my habanero pepper, ginger, and onion. So I'm gonna blend until it is properly blended. It is very smooth like so. So after that, in a clean pot, I'm gonna add my olive oil like so, and then I'm gonna add some onion, and then I'm gonna pour the tomato and the blended tomato and bell pepper into it. Guys, I'm not gonna bleach my oil. You already know I don't fry my food, so the traditional way is to fry it, to bleach your oil when it's hot, then you put your onion, you fry the onion, then you fry the tomato, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, this is how I make my stew. So I'm gonna let that cook for like 10 minutes first. Then after 10 minutes, this was 10 minutes later, I'm gonna go in there and mix it with my spatula. So I'm gonna keep doing this every like 5 minutes. Guys, I do this so that the tomato will not get burnt. You don't want to have a burnt taste. You don't want to like taste that burnt in your stew. You don't want to have that burnt taste in your stew. Okay, so when you're making stew, you gotta be patient, guys. You gotta be patient. So every like 5 minutes, like so, I'm gonna keep doing this until the tomato is properly cooked. So how you know your tomato is properly cooked is when you see the oil floating on top of the tomatoes, or you can taste it. If it doesn't have that sour taste anymore, then you know your tomato is ready and you can start adding other ingredients. So that's my chicken was ready. I started adding other ingredients. I added the remaining onion. The reason I do this is because when I add my onion at this time, it soaks, the stew soaks into the onion, it infuses into the onion, and it gives the onion a very good taste, and the onion will have a very crunchy texture. Okay, so I just like that. So I added some that's the chicken stock. I added some chicken stock. I added some more curry powder and thyme, and then I added the stock from the kpomo and shaki. I did that off camera. So I thought I needed one more Maggi, so I added one more seasoning cube, and then I added my chicken, and now I'm adding the kpomo and shaki to the stew, and then I'm gonna allow that cook for another 10 minutes, or let's say 7 to 10 minutes. So after that, my stew was ready, guys. It was at this point the aroma in my kitchen was something else. So that's it, the stew is ready. You can have this with rice, you can have it with yam, you can have it with just anything you use stew for. Okay, so guys, thank you for stopping by. Try it and let me know what you think. If you've tried it before, drop your comments, let me know what you think. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video so we can gist or cook. Please like, comment, and share. I love you guys. Bye for now. I'm gonna talk to you later or cook with you later. Okay.